toy. This is the Titan 60-inch 3-point snowblower. Comes delivered all crated up in pellet and angle iron frame. So we'll come back out here, see what's involved in putting it together. Looks like it's packed pretty well. I don't see any damage to it, just a little dust. And we'll get on with it. Looks to be a decent size. Everything looks like it's here. This shit is heavy. I gotta tell you, I'm super impressed with how heavy duty this is. You know, you hear a lot of people on the interweb talking about how light duty it is, and oh, it's made in China. I got news for you. A good portion of them are all made in China. This is probably one of the heavier pieces of equipment that I now own. That chute alone, Christ, man, it's got to be 50 pounds. So far so good. Now we'll see if all the parts are there. We'll start the assembly. Okay, so we found our first issue. Nothing major, unless it was a snowstorm coming, but it appears that I am missing the parts bag that should have came. I'm guessing it was here, but got knocked off because they had everything taped and wired. So make sure I'm not missing anything. I am not. Nothing forgotten in the packing, it's all empty. So, well, we'll get on the phone with Titan, we'll see what they say. Okay, after careful review, it appears that I am not short on any parts. So, everything is here, it's just already screwed in and I have to unscrew it. So, let's get on it. Okay, I took my flap wheel grinder. Let's see if you can see it. I hit around here. I hit some rough edges here. Got some of the paint off. And that's like butter. 2 fingers. I know a lot of guys were complaining that that was stiff or wobbly. It looks like they reworked this. The tolerances are quite tight. So let's get it back together now. Okay, as I said before, this is slotted here and this is slotted here. So I actually got this kicked all the way in. This I kicked this way a bit. Noisy, but smooth. I guess that's as good as that's going to get. It's not bad. It's pretty much like any other snowblower. Almost forgot. These 2 skids in the rear are put up for packing. Pull this bolt out, drop it down, and put it back. 1 on each side. Goes like that. So we have to cut this PTO shaft to the proper length. So I'll show you a little trick how to do this. I know it can be confusing for a lot of guys, but there's a simpler way. And this accessory does not have to be attached. By the way, you can do it with or without. So let's get to it real quick. Okay, first you get yourself a straight edge, a 2x4, whatever, and we're going to go from the center of these pins here, roughly, to this PTO shaft here. And we're not going to go to the end or here, we're going to go to the groove where the bolt would go through. So you're looking at about 7 inches. It's not rocket science, because you're going to have some play with the shaft. Then you're going to take it and you're going to measure from the end of this shaft. And you're going from the end because you're going to want to have room to get your shaft, your coupler connected. So go from the end of the shaft to the pins on the 3-point. So that is about 23 inches. Now with that in mind, 23 plus 7, 30 inches, and that's basically where you'd be bottomed out if you brought it down. So you're going to want to allow a couple extra inches of play in there so you don't damage your PTO end or the implement end. Okay, you're going to want to pull these apart, and remember, there's a side that goes to the tractor and there's a side that goes to the implement, and it's marked. So as we said, we had, what did we say? Let's look. 42 inches was the original length of the PTO shaft. We need it to be 28. So what you do is you're going to cut 14 inches off of this shaft, and then you're going to cut 14 inches off of this shaft. Okay, so now when they're fully closed, let's get a measurement here, pin to pin. 28 inches. So that should be perfect. You're going to want to take off the same amount on the plastic sleeve, both sides. Now grab yourself a decent file and knock off these cut edges. Doesn't matter too much on the sleeve. Just do the same with the PTO shaft. Just knock off any burrs. This will take a minute. We'll get back to you. Now I like to hit this inner shaft with a little lift grease. I like to spray on till it dries. It's good. At this point, we put our plastic shrouds back on. Boom, we're done. We hook it up.